Good afternoon. Welcome to Pre-War Dreams. My name is Joe. This is episode 37. I can't believe that I've made this many episodes and I haven't been canceled yet. Uh, Today is a video that I'm going to do for two reasons. Because I'm humbled and because as you get older, friendships are really, really cool to have. And I'm lucky enough to have some in this hobby, and just want to kind of share a little uh, mail day that I received. So first, let me get to the first card here. So there's a card that I've been looking for, or I've been looking at, I should say, for probably, I'd say 8 months to a year. It's a card that I not as how do I want to say it? I wasn't looking as hard like I was for the Munson and looking at 500 copies, but I looked at a lot of copies of this card. And a friend of mine in the community, Jeff, at a fine card collector, was selling this card. And I immediately kind of said, hey, if you can put that aside, and we worked out a deal. So the first card I'm going to show is a purchase I made from Jeff, and that is the 1985 Fleer Kirby Puckett. Growing up in Detroit, Kirby Puckett literally destroyed the Tigers every chance that he could get. And I just love the blue and the gray and the blue uniform. I just think it's a really cool card. So I'm glad to add this kind of Kirby Puckett to my collection. And I've been kind of lately thinking about maybe doing a little bit more in that genre and that era. So Puckett's a nice way to start. Secondly, first of all, again, thank you, Jeff, for allowing me to buy that from you. Secondly, is I received a mail day. And I'm going to read the letter. I don't know if I'm going to read all of it, but I'm going to read part of it. So, this gentleman in the community, I'd heard about for a while, and then I actually we met on a StreamYard, and it's just kind of one of those things where you just kind of hit it off, with somebody, and you kind of just understand like the personality, and you like the way that they do videos. I have some friends of mine that always say that I'm like the heel of the community and I'm the villain of the community, because a lot of times in my videos, I don't necessarily, I don't care if I appeal to the masses. I'm just kind of real and I say what I want to say. And I don't mean to offend, but if there's something I like or something I don't like, pretty much you're going to hear it. And I don't try to pull a ton of punches, even though I try to be a nice guy. But this guy is a nice guy. And as a matter of fact, he's a super freaking awesome nice guy. So I just want to read this here. It says, hey Joe, every time I write or type hey Joe, it makes me think of Jimi Hendrix. Anyway, hope you're having a great day, or as I like to say, super freaking awesome. So happy we connected, and thank you for letting me help. I enjoy doing it and don't expect nothing in return. Well, that's not going to happen. Your friendship is plenty, my friend. Hope this helps, and I have added some multiples of some players to give you options on a card you might prefer. I've also included something special that I'm going to wait to the end. And I hope you like it. Enjoy. Your friend, Andy. So this is from Andy's Attic. And so I said to receive this box, and we had talked about maybe getting a couple of cards, and then I kind of saw what was sent, and I'm overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. So the first thing that was sent was just a simple kind of pack like this. And inside, we had talked about a couple of ideas that I was thinking about for some player runs, just like kind of like the Kirby Puckett. And so he had sent me some cards, and this wasn't even like anything that we talked about at all. So he sent me this here 1980 George Brett, 83 Fleer George Brett. This is a really cool, I've never seen this card, a 93 Leaf, awesome action Brett. And there's some other Bretts in here. There's also in 1983, this is a sticker. I remember these because I remember having the actual book with the stickers, the Topps All-Star set for Robin Yount. And then also in here are a couple 85 and 84 Fleer of Eddie Murray. And then this is a really cool card. This is a 1975 SSPC of Thurman Munson. So I thought that that was kind of, you know, hey, that's great. And then I got to the second part. So Andy and I were talking about the fact that I'm doing my football, and he had said, you know, send me a list. And so I did. And so I received a couple of cards here. The first part I received was, got this Bruce Matthews. Got this really cool Terrell Davis. This is a Collect-A-Book Pro Set, and I remember these of Dan Hampton. So I'm going to use that as, you know, maybe my card for, definitely for Dan Hampton. And then inside here are just, I think when I totaled it up, he knocked out about 40 Hall of Famers for my NFL Hall of Fame run. So like Randall McDaniel. In here also was a small sticker, and I remember these stickers too as a kid. This is 81 of George Brett. This is a really cool Jim Rice with George Foster for RBI leader card. This is another Jim Rice. It's another player I was thinking about, kind of like part of that 70s and 80s. But inside of here are just a stack of cards. And like I said, I think I count it. This eliminates about 41 players for me on my Hall of Fame list. So Devin Hester, Jim Covert, it's a nice Richard Dent. Can't believe I didn't have this player, but Warren Moon. So I can now have a Warren Moon. This was a player that was really hard for me to get as well, but Charlie Joyner. He put some really cool 86 tops in here because I do like my 86 tops. So a Mike Munchak and also a Steve McMichael. Kenny Easley, who was an awesome safety for the Seattle Seahawks. Dan Hampton. Andre Tippett, who I don't think gets enough credit for how good he was as a defensive end. The Man-Child, Randy White. Joe Klecko, who I think, I don't want to say made Mark Gastineau, but definitely made his life a lot easier. Really cool James Lofton. And there's a lot of other cards in here. But it just really eliminated a lot of guys. Shannon Sharp. My first Lawrence Taylor. Cortez Kennedy. remember watching that draft when Cortez Kennedy got drafted #1. This is a really cool genuine leather contenders card of Warren Moon. This is another Dwight Stevenson, great center for the Dolphins. Another one of the great Steelers from the Steel Curtain, Donnie Shell. I know I didn't have one of this player, but Mike Webster, the great center for the Steelers. And there's just so many cool cards. Jackie Slater. And I can go on and on and on and on, but there are just, he knocked off, like, I think, if I counted right, 42 of my Hall of Famers, which I'll never be able to repay or thank. But besides that, the two most important things that I was out of this package is the fact that officially I was given this card, which is to allow me to be one of Andy's Attic All-Stars. And I'm very proud of this card. I'm very proud of the friendship I have with Andy, but I'm very proud of this card. And then the other one, which he didn't need to do, he could have just sent me the label and I would have been more than happy to do it, but he also sent me a Mag Pro with his label, so this will go, obviously all this will go into my personal collection. But he sent me a 1977 George Brett. So I'm well on my way to obviously my Brett. I have the 76 already. I want to get his rookie. But I'm just overwhelmed by the generosity. I'm overwhelmed by friendship. Andy, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Jeff, thanks for, again, the sale on that for the Puckett. Really appreciate it. And, you know, if someone just stumbles across this video, that's not part of the community or not part of the YouTube and the hobby and whatever the case may be, I want you to just open your mind to it. You don't have to go full like bore or anything like that. I don't. I pick and choose. But there are so many really good people in this community. Really good-hearted people. Obviously like Andy, like Jeff, like my friend Tim from Grateful Vintage Cards, my friend Jay from Average Vintage Collector, Jim Faulkner, 5714 Collector. There are just so many really cool guys. Rob from Cash Cards, Tyler, 5 Cent Wax. You know, I'm going to miss somebody and I'm going to have to apologize to him. But I just really think Mike from Jayhawker. It's cool to be in a community where you can have so many friendships. And what's really cool as a collector is not everybody's going to collect like you. And that's the cool part of being in this community, because not only do you learn about cards and about players, but you learn about personalities and you learn about just what make people happy and what make people tick. And I think in this community, that's the #1 thing that we should take from it. Not the cards that we get or not the, you know, the players that we collect. It's the community itself. It's the people in this community and who can you build a connection with. And Andy, brother, you and I definitely, we text a lot. And again, I appreciate you putting this den in. Way too kind. Jeff, again, thanks for the sale. And until next time, hopefully we will see you then. And I don't know if I'm going to have this many cards the rest of the year, but I'll try to put something together for you that's hopefully as entertaining. Thanks for watching.